Mm.
So we ended up at the Tin Can. Coffee's horrible, but the food was delicious.
I haven't ever been there.
Well, the couple that was trying to get into Sunny Up recommended it, and yet we didn't even see them there. We thought they were.
Hey, gang. Thursday. Just me today. Only an hour. Glenn will be on in an hour after that from, where's he at? Knoxville. It's 2:02 a.m. Melbourne and Sydney. 11:03 p.m. over in Perth. And pause that now. Bring the volume back up. So I hear it later. Oh, hello. 16:03 in Berlin. 3:03 p.m. in London. 11:03 here in Tampa. 8:03 out there on the left coast. It's time to go up the middle. I'm Yergs, the voice that sounds like yours. whether you agree with me or not. Oh, that reminds me, speaking about not agreeing with me, I need to pull something up for our first segment still. Today, talking about who's in. Hold on. Sorry. Who's in there with you? That's the ladies or whichever room you're in and where. We're going to start, but I know we're not going to finish today. And we're going to go back to the chat I've had with some friends. This very issue. Also, when will the Dems bring us a leader? We're going to hear from Democratic voters and what they're saying right now with the Democratic Party. But first, morning motivation is someone I have not heard from or seen from in a long time because I don't know what the guy's doing now. But and I don't know the guy. I don't mean it make it sound like that. But where's it at? There we go. Today's morning motivation comes from a former NHL coach, and I think he was a GM for a while too. Won 4 Stanley Cup championships between 1977 and 1989 as the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers. It's Glenn Sather. If you want to be successful, believe in yourself. No one else is going to do that. Oh, I just looked at Instagram again, and people like log on and log off. I wanted to say hi. I would have. To those of you watching elsewhere, see you on Twitch and YouTube, Facebook, and I see some people checking in on Yerg's Radio. Welcome, everybody. Glenn Sather, if you want to be successful, believe in yourself. No one else is going to do that. It takes guts to do that. Today on my 8 a.m. Thursday call, I presented something that, in interest of time, I did very quickly because you only have 2 minutes in this particular group, and that's fine. I didn't need to do this. Wasn't an actual pitch, so it didn't need to be more thorough than what it was. But because people saw it as that, which it is, it just wasn't to them. I got all the things that I'm going to stumble over the next couple of years as this project comes to fruition. And many of you already know what that is. That is that, oh, I got to start something here. That is that hold on. That is that we're bringing local news back to local markets done by local people. And part of the things that I really gave 2 presentations today, I gave them that one. Plus, I showed them, and I can't do it here because too many of our listeners are just listening. I showed them the, for lack of better terms, the prototype, the napkin drawing of what a control panel or a dashboard would look like if I created the software or paid somebody to create the software to bring all the different platforms together that we broadcast on. For example, we're getting our video out via a platform called Restream. Has been working for us much better than some of the others that we tried. And so we're sticking with this for the time being until something even better than that comes along. Then there's Mix, MIXX. We go to internet radio and some terrestrial radio stations through that. Then there's SSI, stands for Secure Systems International. They have a platform that we use to get to some particular terrestrial stations. And then there are apps that we go directly to, such as Chatter and Discord. We could do it with Twitter and TikTok, but we don't go to Twitter at all right now for obvious reasons. And then TikTok is part of Restream. And the reason we use Restream instead of going to each of those platforms individually is because that takes up a lot of space on your hard drive when you're going to all those destinations at the same time. So it's better to have a company like Restream do that for you, where they have stronger servers and you don't get the lag, you don't get the delay, and it's a better product. Point of all that being, I want to centralize that broadcast to one control panel. And I was met with, and first of all, I'm not presuming to know everything that I'm going to be stumbling over. So I was very welcoming in hearing some of the criticisms. But they're all potential recipients of this platform, of this new platform that I would be creating. And so I didn't see, and I wasn't looking for like pats on the back or really anything like that, so much as I was just anticipating seeing, hey, this is something truly in need. And I think in the future, I'm probably going to keep this on a back burner because the other things are needing to come to fruition first. One, I need to better organize Jurg's radio so that when it's in automation, it's a more up-to-date and more recent playlist than the live shows being the only up-to-date information going out right now. Next is monetization, which we're in the process of doing. After that, the first thing that we're really looking to invest in before the software are radio stations doing the news program that we're putting together. And that is bringing back, hey, Esha, I see you on Chatter. Welcome. So I got to take breaks like that when some people get into some of these apps. We're bringing news, and I've received, including today, really positive feedback with regards to bringing news back to local markets, and in some cases even by local people, so that it's actually relevant again. Because right now, local news is neither local nor news. At a point of Glenn's, Coach Sather's slats, as he was known, yeah, it kind of took guts to do today's presentation because I knew there was going to be some pushback, especially with one of my colleagues there who's made his life through the tech industry. He was obviously the most critical, and I welcomed that. And he and I are going to talk offline on a one-on-one at some point. And I'm very much interested in hearing what he has to say and having him help throughout the process as long as he's willing to, for as far as he's willing to. But I think a lot of people wouldn't even put together the idea, certainly wouldn't present it, and wouldn't consider going and asking for investments for it because of the fact that so much of what they're going to do is going to get shot down. And I know more people are going to say no to this than say yes. And that's either the news and the purchasing of terrestrial stations or the software, or both. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the people that are going to say yes. And it's not because I'm looking for the affirmation. We're going to talk about that in a minute too. I recognize the fact that many of the people are not a good fit. I don't know if this, I didn't have time to research this. I'm pulling this one off the top of my head because I know about it in the past, from my past. But from what I know, Thomas Edison, and maybe this isn't true, but you'll still appreciate the story and get the point. When he was looking for materials to use as what we now know is a filament and a light bulb, he was trying different elements, different items to connect electricity through that is reusable and is able to withstand, at least for a period of time, to create light. And when he found something that didn't work, that didn't last beyond one use, or that didn't last at all, didn't work at all, he never took that as a negative. Instead, he looked at that as a positive. How? How can that be a positive? Well, instead of saying, oh, this doesn't work, I got to find something else, he put that item, put that element, put that test item, whatever it was, on a list of things he knows that will not work. And as such, they are things that he knows not to try again or suggest to somebody else doing a similar project. Or maybe to suggest to somebody else who's doing a similar project so as to delay their progress. Point being, he knows it doesn't work. Move on. Find something that does. I gotta update. Oop. So Slats is saying, oh, I'm getting a delay or a static. I'm going to cut to some music. I'm going to be right back. Oh, just in case you haven't heard, I just saw that I might not have been going out. So my audio interface sometimes just kind of craps out, and that's where that static comes from. But we're back. So you got to believe in yourself. Be critical of yourself too, and I am. You know, a lot of what I heard today, I already said to myself. The things that we're doing with that proposal are not going to be ready next week. I don't know that they're going to be ready this year. And I think with what I'm doing with my house, probably shouldn't be. But that doesn't mean that I don't work on it at all. I mean, why have I been up at 7:30 in the morning and sitting in this chair till 1:30 in the morning for so long? Because I got work to do, and I recognize that. But just because you have that work to do doesn't mean you don't believe in yourself. Doesn't mean that you say, "Oh, I can't do this," when in all actuality, you don't know what you can and can't do. So, yeah, it's time. I got to take a break. That's our morning motivation. Believe in yourself. That's what's going to bring you success, not somebody else. That'll make you successful. And just believing yourself alone isn't it either. We'll talk about a lot more of that in shows coming up. Going to take a break. When we come back, who's in the stall aside of you? And why are we even talking about it? You're listening or watching up the middle. We'll be back right after this. There it is. What are you doing later? I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to the gym, but not just any gym. Momentum Fitness and Wellness. Walk right up to the door. There's a QR code on the door. You can sign up right there. You've got no excuse. But not only that, their equipment is amazing. It's kept up well. It's expanded. There's stretching area. There's CrossFit. There's hardcore training. A dedicated area for stretching, dunk tanks, sauna, everything you need to get that Hernando beach body or keep your Clearwater beach body. You can train with your shirt off, you can scream, you can yell, and you won't be intimidated either. Go to Momentum Fitness and Wellness on US 19 in Bayonet Point, Jasmine Estates. Build the momentum at Momentum Fitness. All right. I just got to give me 1 second. I got to see if one of our affiliates has got me back on the air yet. I don't know what's going on with America One Radio. I'm not going to keep I'm not going to keep promoting these other stations if they're not going to play me. Schedule. It still says up the middle on the schedule. I don't know what the hell's going on there. And I've emailed them twice. That's disappointing because that would have been a good reach. We've got a lot of great things coming up. I sent everybody. Radio X is kicking ass, as is K-Shop. We're expanding on K-Shop later this month. I don't know about DNR Studios either. I haven't heard from them. Super fan Ken Williams checking in. Good morning, pal. So let me know in the chat on the phones. 1-888-88-YERGS, 844-GAY-LGBT, or 813-358-3836. That's easier if you're on Google Voice. That's our Google Voice number. I don't do WhatsApp because I'm not going to use my personal mobile phone to go to WhatsApp. No thanks. And I guess Google Voice isn't international like WhatsApp is. So maybe someday I'll break down and get a small mobile just for that. But I'm not giving you my personal phone number. No, not happening. All right, let me know if you've ever used a bathroom with someone of the opposite sex in that bathroom. I think you can take Glenn Slather off the... Because, to be clear about this, Oh, where did that go? Let's see. I hope I can still find this thing.
Every single one of you is
Here we
cowards.
go.
My daughter, right here, sweetheart, tell these people, do you want a little boy to watch you pee? Every single one of you is cowards. My daughter, right
Okay,
here,
so this
sweetheart,
guy's
tell
calling
these
everybody
people, do you want a
cowards.
little boy to watch you?
So this guy, hold on, let me share the screen. There we go. This guy is at a school board meeting, and apparently, I can't even read that. Is that Cabarrus County? Let's look it up, see what they're doing. There they are. Cabarrus County Schools bathroom policy. Apparently, this was last fall. Cabarrus County Schools does not have a specific policy regarding this matter. Our priority is to ensure that all of our students feel safe. Let's read the entire Cabarrus County, Cabarrus County, North Carolina, does not have a specific policy regarding this matter. Our priority is to ensure that all of our students feel safe and supported. As such, we will continue to provide appropriate bathroom accommodation to any student who may feel uncomfortable. The statement didn't satisfy Matthews. We talked about already, a dad. Maybe it's the guy in the video we just. And the parents who back him, they want to be crystal clear what the rights of students are. Is this Matthews? Yeah. Okay. I think it needs to be announced over the loudspeaker so that all kids are of it. I think that paper sent home to all parents and students notifying that this is not. And I think honesty, that's what we're all asking. Was he for or against? Let's go back up a little bit. Okay, so he's not parent Brandon Matthews. And I'm guessing that may be the person in the video. I don't went before. I keep saying Caribus. It's Cabarrus County this week, and this is back in October. Bathroom protections for kids who are uncomfortable using this bathroom as transgender students. We just need a safe zone, perhaps, or just another alternative. Comfortable. Matthew, policy. It also needs construction, which I would also find well. You said anti-trans, but thinks that students who are not comfortable should have options as well. Means am I against anybody? Matthew said. I think in America, I want to be. Well, not just who you want to be. And this is the thing that it's who you. I not particularly for a relationship or a person, but that doesn't mean that they're not quality people. And, and also watching everything looks like it looks Instagram. If you servers and not just no. It's not so much about who you want to be. I want to be a little I'm 6'1", but I'd like to be a little taller. I wish I didn't lose the muscle mass that I had when I was 230 pounds and 10% body fat. But I did. This is who I am now. And this is what life and everything has made me. And I'm fine with it. I'm going to go back to, hopefully, maybe not 230, but I would not mind getting back down better in the, I'm probably a good 20% or better body fat, and I'm not happy about that. I still feel a lot of solid muscle mass, but I'm still missing some lean body mass. Point of all that being, this is who I am, and I'm still proud of who I am. But it's who I am. It's not who I want to be. So when they say what really I think are kind of ignorant statements like who you want to be and who you choose, this is not a choice. And I was just in that call today. We got to, as we always do, because we have Canadians, mostly a mix of Canadians and Americans. There's this one guy, Sergey, who is from the former Soviet Union. There's another girl, Isabella, who is originally from France, both of whom now live in Canada. And so obviously both of whom have other life experiences besides North America, which is awesome. But we get to talking politics, as only people who are having to deal with Donald Trump can do. And this one guy, new guy, Isaiah, talked about his opposition to seeing two dads and having his kids be exposed to parents who are same sex. And I brought up the point back in 2020, I supported Pete Buttigieg because of what he did in South Bend, Indiana, not because he was gay. In fact, when a guy that I was seeing at the time and I were discussing in a cafe and discussing who we're supporting, we both came out to each other as being, for lack of better terms, came out to each other as being supportive of Mayor Pete. And he said to me, the guy I was seeing said to me, and it's pretty cool that the fact that he's also gay. And I'm like, what? I didn't know. Long story short, I would rather he and Chasten raise kids in a healthy, loving, monogamous relationship than Donald Trump, who's been married 3 times, has cheated on all 3 of his wives, in my opinion, purchased the third, and has raised 5 kids, 3 of whom I can tell you are a mess. One of the adult kids, I think, is not. I think Ivanka is really squared away young lady. Tiffany, not so much. DJ, TJ, and Eric, definitely not. And from what I see, I've not had any exposure to Barron other than the media. And what I see there, I see some promise for the Trump name. But I don't think any of that positivity is because of Dad. Look at the mess that he is. Chasten and Mayor Pete, Secretary Pete, on the other hand, that's solid. I wouldn't mind living next door to them, even if I was straight. So when I see the word choose who you want, the phrase choose who you want to be, or the words choice. I try to explain this is not a choice. And I get the hee-haw and back and forth. Yeah, maybe it is a little. No, it's not. You think that I've just chosen to be gay? Here's a little bit about me. I grew up in a town that was big for baseball. And many of my friends played on the varsity team, went on to play college ball, some even on into the minor leagues. I, too, went into minor league baseball, but as an umpire, not as a player. Refocused to my family. My dad, my brothers and I, and mom, all big hockey fans. My one brother and I played ice hockey. Dad played street hockey. We all played street hockey. But with all that playing of hockey, I went on to be a referee. Went to 4 schools that were run by NHL officials, 3 in Canada, 1 in New England. Then 2 times went to the Olympic Training Center in Lake Placid, New York, all for training to be a referee. One of those 2 times to Lake Placid, by the way, not only was I training to be a referee, but I was training to be an instructor and supervisor back in my home state of Pennsylvania, in addition to officiating myself. So with all those differences, why would I choose to be any more different? Don't you think I want to blend in a little bit and have some similarities with the people in my life? So I say to them, if this is a choice, if I've chosen to be gay, then you've made that same choice. And this is usually a guy that I'm having this conversation with, but I can switch it around if necessary. This next part. And I say to them, I ask them, if this is a choice, I would like for you to tell me the moment in your life when you considered sucking dick. And oh, wow, does that get some attention. So Dad here talking about we all have the right to be who we want to be. That's not about a want. It's about being comfortable with, and if we want to go to the right, which I'm sit happily on in the political spectrum, who God made you. You have the right to be who you are. So fast forward to, again, this post, and I just don't get it. Look at the tags. Motivation. Why is this motivating? That this guy is using his daughter, using a child to illustrate a point in a meeting that should be run and attended by adults. And what do you think she's going to say when Daddy's standing there telling her to say something? Not that she's not expressing her actual feelings on the matter, but we talk about not exposing children to 2 daddies. And then you go and expose children to 2 daddies. Shouldn't you also, as a responsible parent, be protecting your child? Or if it's okay to have this conversation, then have the conversation. Say that it's 2025. We don't all live under a rock. And that there are people that are in same-sex relationships, many of whom are way better than what the straight community can do. So, of course, and to see all the other tags, how is this funny? We've got funny hashtagged on this one, and alpha male. And yeah, dude's got a nice build. I'd do him. But what does that have to do with sexual identity other than that far right element that still thinks anything other than male and female is wrong? When meanwhile, literally every society in history has identified at least 3 sexes, some of whom have gone and found as many as 5, and some as many as 7. But we know better than everybody else. In a young, 250-year-old country, which is young compared to other countries and civilizations, and we're struggling because aren't we making America great again? Which means we're on a downward slide. I doubt that this is really viral. And again, mental health care. This is not about mental health. Although people that are treated badly by guys like this have sadly taken their own lives, that doesn't mean that they were sick in the first place.
No, why? Every single one of you is cowards.
Sorry, now I'm trying to...
It's inappropriate.
I want to... And I'm so used to doing this on my phone, I don't know how to do it on a desktop. So let's try this again. Okay, so there it goes right to the comments. Okay. All right. And of course, Patricia Mary absolutely agrees. And I'm just going to say it. My response was, where do these people get this shit? No little boy is going to watch her pee. Excuse me. No little boy is going to watch her pee. And this is true. She's got a better chance of getting shot. Yes. And so it came. Tina Deal says, a boy could look under the stall. Hello. Why is a boy in the girls' restroom in the first place? I don't think that we should have co-ed restrooms at the age of 5 or 8. But that's the point. Why is this being discussed at a school board meeting in the first place? How is this an issue? And here I'm going to say it. Back in my day, we had the boys and the girls. Now I get it. There's trans now. But that goes back to what I said before. If we're going to have this policy, we have to have the construction to afford for the policy. If we're now going to have boys, girls, and unisex, then so be it. But we should also be having kids that are old enough to make that decision in the first place. Angel Reap goes on to say, you can't tell me that boys are completely respectful and don't touch girls inappropriately, because I will tell you from experience, you are wrong. Yeah, I never said that. I never said that boys are going to be, and I'll call it what it is, assaulting girls. The things that happen in school are a huge reason I never sent my girls to school and chose to homeschool instead. I applaud you for that, Angel. I think that's a wise decision, especially here in Florida. I went to school with you. I know as a fact you'll be a better teacher than most of the teachers here in this state. And as a result, your kids will get a better education. That's exactly what I did. And that was the reason why. My son is 6'3". And for his senior year, when I adopted him, I homeschooled him because it was a safer environment, and he got way better of an education. She goes on to say, consequently, I find your laugh emoji on this topic really disrespectful. You and I have disagreed politically before, but I've never been disrespectful to you. You're better than this, my friend. No, don't. First of all, when you do this, be better bullshit. You think I haven't thought this out? You think this is just let me see how I can reply to this one? Just because I do it on the toilet doesn't mean that there hasn't been some thought behind it. Why do you think it takes so long in the bathroom? And I'll address all these in my comment later. I just want to get through them all. We're out of time for this segment anyway. Tammy Smith and Germain, somebody else I went to school with. Yeah, okay. Not sure what rock you called out from under. Bunch of pedos are the ones supporting mixed bathrooms. No, they're not. No, they're not. I support mixed bathrooms where and when appropriate. Like where, as in when there are enough for at least, I would say, 3, male, female, mixed or unisex, labeled accordingly, but also unisex bathrooms, as in here's a toilet and a sink in one room, and over there on the door is a deadbolt. And I'll talk about that in a second too. Some of my replies go as such. I never accept inappropriate behavior towards anyone, male or female or male. And that's specifically, but not exclusively, with regards to sexual assault. Not okay at any age, in any environment, that touching does not involve consent. But if a school is letting boys into girls' restrooms, your problem isn't with society, because we didn't have that in Boyertown. The problem isn't with society. It's with the school. So my address to Tammy. I've been gay for longer than you've been alive. I've only lived in Florida for 3.5 years. Literally none, and that's in all caps to enforce it, of the pedos, to use your words, here are gay. Nor are they supporting mixed bathrooms. They're all conservative projectionists that hide behind a Bible. Don't believe me? Don't take my word for it. Look it up. There are a bunch of people that are one from the Republican Party, or what's left of it, and 2 are these right-wing nut jobs. With regards to trans, I saw this testimony, so I don't have any other citation for it other than I was there here in this seat watching it as and I don't know his title, if he's the commissioner, the director, the head of the NCAA, was testifying before Congress on the issue of trans athletes. And he said there are over 500,000 student athletes in the NCAA. There are 10 that are trans. And well, yeah, sure, I think the NCAA needs to address the issue and take away students like, I don't know his name, but the biggest and most popular story was at the University of Penn. There was a male swimmer, student athlete, who later went on to identify as female. And the NCAA let her compete as a female swimmer. On a good day, this male athlete was coming in maybe 4th, and then switches to the women's swimming competitions and is setting new records. That's not okay. That's not what intercollegiate sports should be about, what should be happening. We are not ready to see that type of competition. until we figure out better a way to make the grounds equal playing field, or the polls an equal playing field. And I think as a result that Congress is talking about this, that it was the big campaign issue that Trump made it, there's a lot of misguided energy, especially right now with the economy tanking the way it has and a trade war being engaging. We'll talk about, I promise you, before I get out of here, we'll talk about it. And maybe bring it up with the guys tomorrow. Drag. I personally am not a fan of drag. Just not my thing. But to be able to hang with other gay friends, drag shows are kind of a requirement. It's what they like to do. Since coming out more than 20 years ago, I've never seen one child at a drag show. Maybe, instead of blaming the bar, blame the parents for mixed bathrooms. The only place I've ever seen unisex bathrooms are city restaurants and bars that aren't big enough for one of each. And as a security expert, I can tell you for free, those are some of the strongest deadbolts I've ever seen in my life. About being disrespectful. Is it to you, Angel? Maybe instead of making some post, it looks like an attempt to get nothing more than like-minded affirmation, make one asking the questions of topics that really need to be asked. Such as, and of course, I go on to provide some examples because as a community service, that's what I do. Why is this asshat selling cars for felon Musk on the White House lawn during a trade war with record lows on Wall Street and record highs in the grocery store that he said he'd get rid of on day one? Or you could ask, why is he sucking up to Putin? Or you could ask, why is Trump putting a 200% tariff on liquor that no one drinks? He's just threatened today a 200% tariff on European alcohol. Do any of you drink French wine? I have. I've had an Italian Sangiovese. They're delicious, but it's not like I do that on the regular. I'm not a Scotch whiskey drinker. So go ahead, knock yourself out with your 200% tariff. Your friends are going to be the ones paying it. Or finally, when will the Dems bring forth a strong leader that can unite the party? There's two parties there. And the country. And unseat this asshat. I'm stuck on that word, by the way. I got to try to mix it up a little bit. And of course, I actually had to come back and plug the show, where you can call in 1-888-88-YERGS or 844-GAY-LGBT. Follow us on yergsradio.com or rainbowradio.gay. Randy, somebody else I know. Who would ever thought we'd have kids in schools dressing as animals and the school provides litter boxes? You know that doesn't happen, right? Oh, I got to see this. Okay. Simple Google search. Do schools really supply litter boxes for students? Boom. From Education Week. An expert. And of course, all these will be in we'll just happily put that there so Angel and Randy can learn. I don't say never happened because my shit luck, there will be one school that did it, and that's what they'll bring back.
There's all kinds of wrestling haters.
This was a hoax, a real one, unlike COVID. And then the link. Mr. Rogers said it best. I'm the Mr. Rogers of politics. And now it's turn. Let's open this in a new tab, see what Rogers had to say. I'm way so. There it
Born a
is.
boy, you stay a boy. Girls are girls right from the start. If you're a girl, you stay a girl and grow up to be a lady. Everybody's fancy.
Okay, so look at the hair color. That is probably the more conservative and original Mr. Rogers. I don't know where it's at, but I know he was much more accepting. Regardless of their background, was known for his inclusive approach on his show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which featured people of all races, religions, and backgrounds. He didn't know that Mr. Rogers was gay. We'll share that one for now. Clearly, I'm going to light them up with other facts. Oh, God, no. What tab was it? There we go. Oh, that's that one, though. Yeah, here. What did Patricia say? And Patricia Mary. Oh, where do these names come from? I'm not seeing her. Okay, well, let's do this then. Reply. There it is. And Carrie. These are the hicks that I got to deal with down here. Just because they think their way is their way, they think that their way is right or the only way. All right, so there's that. As usual, all links will be in the show notes. Yeah, here it is. Wow, my 401k loss in just 1.5 months since he took office is breathtaking, and threats to Social Security I spent my life paying into. Yeah, it's oh yeah, you're seeing that. I'm seeing Momentum Fitness and Wellness on yeah. So I don't know if you can turn your phone horizontal and maybe that will expand the screen, or if you can do that and get rid of the comments like you can on YouTube. I think because Instagram is more known for being in portrait with shorts, that this is less of and because it's the only platform that I do the show in portrait or vertical. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll put a link to the Facebook page or to the YouTube page in the Instagram chat. So you can switch over to that later. And Instagram saves it. Facebook only saves for like 90 days now or something like that. But yeah, I can, if you're working with someone in the Instagram platform, let's see, let's do YouTube. And my mom and dad are, so we didn't get to tomorrow on Friday fights. See if Blake won't be with us or next, but yeah, Anthony, Momentum Fitness and Wellness. You got 2 spots today, by the way, and I'll be over tomorrow night after mom and dad leave. Finally, it's been 2 years since I've regularly been to the gym, and that's got to change. Share. Here comes the link to today's episode on YouTube. For those of you on Insta want to see it in a better format. Nothing else freezes up now. But let me see. Oh, this is so. Let's see. Travis saying exactly. Oh, I think I got to go back. Ken saying to answer that question would be unknown, but most likely not. But in general, I hate using public bathrooms. Yeah. Howard Stern does not use them at all. He always waits till he goes home, till he gets home. I'd never be able to do that. I've done number 2 in some of the most disgusting places. But I won't care who's using a bathroom. I know some gay bars that have gender neutral bathrooms. Yeah. And even straight ones. How many times has there been a line in the women's bathroom and some lady says, guys, I can't wait. I got to go. And you just let her in and you use one of the toilets. It's a blocked off stall anyway. Who gives a shit? Yep. Ken reminds everybody, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. I don't know if my Instagram seems to have frozen. I don't know. I'm just refreshing it now and it's not coming back. So I might have lost the feed on Instagram. Anthony, if you are still hearing me. Oh, maybe there. There we go. Yep. Ken reminds everybody, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. I don't know if my Instagram seems to have frozen. Okay, well, now that's, I don't know. I'm just refreshing it now. I opened it up again. I hit it, and there was no place for me to mute it. Anthony, I will message you a link to the YouTube. All right, let's take a phone call, and we'll wrap up. You're on the air.
Hi, this is Maria from the Voice Activation Department. We're just calling because your business isn't appearing on the 5 major voice platforms. So we just need to verify a few details. Are you the owner of the company?
Yes, but I'm in the middle of a radio show, and you called the studio line.
Oh, okay. I do apologize for that one.
Well, actually,
We'll
this is a
just call
good
back then.
this is a good
Mm-hmm.
chance for you. You're talking about 45,000 people. So, tell us about your company.
Very little. I mean, well, no, I like
You
it.
still there? Nope, she's
I
gone.
don't want to.
Oh, missed opportunity. Totally missed opportunity. All right, everybody. I'm not going to miss an opportunity to chill out with my parents for a little bit. They're leaving Saturday, so God knows how many more years it'll be till I see them again. Thanks for going with us today. Oh, I got to do the plugs. Got to do the plugs. If you're in Western Pasco, Southern Hernando, or anywhere along the Nature Coast, join the Sea Ranch Civic Association. Really like what they're doing with the group and the building. Go to mysrca.com. Sign up. It's $40 for the year. Definitely worth your money. The Capital Switchboard is 202-244. I'm sorry, 224-3121. 202-224-3121. Call your senators, call your congressmen. Tell them this Doge BS needs to go. Jane Stahl joins me on Mondays. You can check her out. I have no idea what's going on. Studio BBB, 3Bs, studiobbb.org. She's the general manager of Studio B, the art gallery in our hometown. She's also the co-editor of the Boyertown Area Expression. It's our town's digital newspaper. Somebody bringing local news to the community. BoyertownAreaExpression.com. Excuse me, .town.news. Boyertown Area Expression .town.news. Philip Blackett was with me yesterday. He might be with us tomorrow. You can check his socials at Philip Blackett. Philip with one L, Blackett with two T's. Matt will be with us tomorrow. He's the host of the Daily Crypto News. You can find out more about that at dailycryptonews.net. You can reach him at matt@dailycryptonews.net or info@deemerforcongress.com. Blake's going to be off for the next 2 weeks, but he's still got the Homeless Conservative. Go to thehomelessconservative.com for more information about non-Trump loving or Trump non-loving, however you want to say it, non-fans of Trump, but still conservative. You can reach him, Blake, at thehomelessconservative.com. You can get us all news, NEWZ, at yergs.com. And for more information on everything here at Mastiff Media, go to yergs.com or mastiff.media. Coming up in an hour, actually in about 54 minutes, is Glenn Sportcat Jackson with Sportcat's Daily Gazette. Easiest place to find that is on YouTube. Go to @para or normal guys, guys with a Z, para or normal guys on YouTube. That's it. Again, thanks for joining us. Thanks for getting off the porch and running with the big dogs and going up the middle. We'll see you again tomorrow for Up the Middle Friday Fights. See you then.